we're not going to get wet, okay? But what on earth is Blackwater 1, Blackwater 2? Now, I see businesses doing this all the time. Businesses hide their value. They knew what Blackwater 1 is and what Blackwater 2 is, and if you went and asked them, they'd tell you. But of course, that's not how we work. You get off the bus when you go down to Waitomo, make a decision, where we're going, Blackwater 1, Blackwater 2. Don't know. What the heck are they? So we said, listen, why don't we change the name? So we called Blackwater 1 Black Abyss, put a little bit of descriptor underneath it describing what it was. If you want to throw yourself down 300-foot tomos and get through squeezes, real frightening stuff, do Black Abyss. If you want a gentler journey, go on the Black Labyrinth. That's where you just sort of float around in these caves underground, look at the glowworms on the top. If your mum and the kids, Spellbound. That's what they call the dry trip. That's just floating around on a wee raft looking at glowworms on the ceiling. Probably my one. So there's the suite of products. Okay, name change and a descriptor. Okay, but we went further than that. What we did is we developed iconic illustrations based on the old tourism posters. So you can see the old heuristic brains, how we're working it here. You know, where we're connecting names and contexts, using images from times gone by, so that sense of adventure, boys' own type stuff. Okay, so we've now created a stable of products which you look at them immediately and you get a sense of what you're going for. By the way, if you've ever been down there, we said to them, don't take photographs, because one of the worst things you can do down there is try to take a photograph of a cave. It's mainly black, okay, and the water's brown and cold, and it just looks like the sewers in Paris. It doesn't feel like that when you're down there, does it? Because you're going on this big adventure. So illustrations are a better way of handling the creation of that, of the myth, if you like. So what we found was there was a number of phases, if you like, of the journey when people came in to Blackwater rafting. And what I want you to do is I want you to think of products and services as theatre. All right? It's really just theatre. This was where the action takes place down the hole in the ground. And most businesses just focus on that bit of the journey. But in actual fact, there's more money and more things to do either side of that. What we found is that when people came in, when they were being courted into the business, they had anxiety levels which increased as they got close to going. Was that right? You get more and more anxious to see the hole in the ground. But at the same time, another interesting thing happened. Again, bodies, drugs, in use here, that's all we're using, the body's own pharmacy. Exhilaration levels suddenly, once they got down the hole in the ground and they realised that they were in fact going to come out alive, was exhilaration. So this is where the action took place. But pre-theatre was a really important part of building expectation. When you pull those white rubber gumboots on and there were tales of never coming back again and all this sort of thing. All right, so and post-theatre. When people came out, they were pumped, absolutely pumped. They'd survived the journey. Is that right? You feel good when you come out the other end of it? Cold, probably. Isn't that funny? The only thing you get when you go to Blackwater rafting, the only thing you get is wet hair and an empty wallet. You walk away with nothing. You walk away. That's an experience. Yeah. Yeah. But what you got was an experience. And life is about experiences. Yeah, memories, life's experience. So creating the myth has been really important with word of mouth, because it's what other people say about it. Got to go there. You've got to do this thing. It's really fun, you know. So the money can be made at a number of places on the journey. All right. So it's a little bit more complex than perhaps we thought it once was. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, says, be afraid of your customers, because these are the folk who have the money. Your competitors are never going to send you any money. So don't worry about what the other guys are doing. In fact, if you look at pharmacy shops, that's what they do. They look at each other and they go, oh, yeah, he's doing that, we should do that. So what happens is you get industries looking exactly the same. Okay? Because we're too busy. What's to say they've got it right? What's to say they've got it right? They usually haven't. So forget the competition. Competition's not important. All right? Think about the customer. That's where the action takes place, in their heads. What they think about the competition might be relevant, but don't focus too much on the competition. Waste of friggin' time. Okay, we're down to the ad part of the part of the session. How do you build word of mouth strategy? This is a process we call harmonics. What you need to do first is understand as a business, product or service where you are right now. Then you've got to figure out where you need to be. And the third phase is about interaction, how you actually get there. And what we do is we say every brand touch point is a communications vehicle, your own communications vehicle. Line all those things up. Understand how the brain works and then line all of those things up. It's one of the most powerful strategies you can build. All right? So on the table, by the way, is MindReader. MindReader is the little is a research program that we do almost always before we get into any of this work. It's what I call a down and dirty way of quickly getting good information about the audiences that you're working with. They will tell you what you need to do. And after that, it's about how you put it all into action. So harmonics is the way you can take control of the brand impact points, how you take control of your business, where nothing is left to chance. It doesn't have to be. It can be a roulette wheel, or you can take control of it. We've got 12 different products that we use at various points of the journey. You don't have to use all of them, but they can be brought into bear at any one of the stages of the journey. We've spent 12 years putting this together, and we're proving it works. We're now working overseas, North America and Australia, with the programs. The greatest uptake is with SMEs, and the reason for that is they've got real reason to do it. Larger corporations struggle a bit, mainly because marketing managers don't understand this stuff, and they usually don't have the mandate to do things differently. Businesses have got to start doing things differently. We can't just keep on doing what we did before. Otherwise, we're going to get the same old results. And as I said at the beginning, life has changed. Above the line media is important, but it's not enough. You've got to do other things as well. You've got to help yourself. Don't expect them to be able to do it all for you. Positioning is the key. How you position your products and services. You don't have a reason for being, that's it. It's all over. Honestly. It's just too tough out there now. You've got to have a reason for being. You need a prioritised process, and that's what harmonics is all about. Prioritising the process, just getting step 1, step 2, step 3. This is not an overnight solution, but it does work. And with it, you can take control of all of the brand impact points. All of them. The little things that send big messages. Okay? Remember what I said about the brain, the small inconsistencies? Get them right. And they send very, very powerful messages. Apple get it right. Harley Davidson get it right. Cyclops get it right. Okay, the 6 C's. Give your customers control. Okay? We're not in control. Customers are in control. Give them control. Ensure you have something they care about, and that's about emotional engagement. So appeal to the heuristic side of the brain, because it does most of the work. Thirdly, give them choices, but help them to choose. You see, there's too many choices now. Help them to choose. That's the intellectual justification. Attraction, not promotion. Ensure you offer an element of challenge. What's the secret? What's the secret? You know, the old KFC spices and herbs secret Coke recipe. What's the secret to your product? Allow people to discover it. Let them discover it. If they discover it, you've got a customer for life. Make it a captivating experience. Make it remarkable. Just remember, if it's not remarkable, no one's going to remark about it. If no one remarks about it, and most of your business comes from people remarking about it, what's going to happen to your business? No business. I mean, this is no-brainer stuff, guys, and it's so critically important, and I just can't believe that we're not getting it. Most businesses don't get this common sense stuff. Don't get it. Build their community status. You see, it's about social. What does your product or service do from a social perspective? How do we inflate people's egos? How do they make it feel good? Sage fishing rod, for God's sake. Lifetime guarantee. Sage fishing rod is a social investment. Okay?